Our first project meets the reading standards for grades 6 to 8. This book jacket was assigned as a book report for a 6th grade English class. Let's look at a larger image. The instructions were for the student to do his own original artwork on the front cover, to write original reviews on the inside flaps, and to summarize the book on the back cover. In this assignment, the students need to be concise with their analysis and summary of the central ideas and themes within the story. They do not have a lot of space to ramble on, and just as with a real book jacket, they need to draw the reader into the story. Let me show you how this book jacket was laid out in Graphics-Toolbox and how the original artwork was converted to the digital artwork for the jacket cover. The original artwork was drawn in pencil on white paper. It needed to be scanned into Graphics-Toolbox first. Once there, the student decided to swap the colors so that the background was black and the artwork white. He thought it was more effective overall, but especially because the title was Black Duck and the key scenes of the story took place at night. Let's toggle to Graphics-Toolbox and work on the cover artwork. Notice that the background of the scanned image is a gray color, and as we zoom in on the image, we see that there's many shades of gray that make up the lines. The scanner captures a photographic-like image of the artwork and adds tones to duplicate the dimension and variations in the line quality of the original. We're going to group these colors, reducing them to only 2 colors so that we can easily change them to black and white. First, I click on the Grouping Colors button, and I make sure that the Group by User Selected Colors subcommand is chosen. I'm going to click in that background, the very light gray color, and I'm going to pick one of these medium grays here. And you see both of those color chips show up in the feedback area. I'll zoom back so we can see what happens as we click it, but then I'm going to click Go. And you see that now we've really reduced it down to just 2 colors. Now I want to change the color from black to black and white. So I'm going to use the Color Change button, click in the background, and it's asking me here from what to what. So it's saying from, and I need to click in this area on the light gray color, and it puts it in the From box. And then as I hover over other colors, you'll see down here in the Viewer box that it shows me what it would look like if I chose those colors. We know we want black, so I'm going to go ahead and click on black. Then I'm going to repeat the process, this time with the gray, and change it from gray to white. Now there's some scattered dots going on in the background here that need to be removed. The fastest way in this case would be to choose the pencil tool, have the pen width kind of large like on 20, and pick the black color and just go in there and draw over the top of them. And tidy it up, and then we can get rid of any of that little contamination that happened from the scan. I'm right clicking to pan around the page. And I can tidy it up very quick and easy. Okay. Now the next thing, you may have noticed that the moon that the student had made his moon solid white. And the perfect tool to use with that would be color fill. So I would use the color fill button, and I would use the white color, and I would pour that color in here. But the way color fill works is it works within an enclosed area. And if you take a look right here, we have little gaps in our line. So if I was to pour this in here, it would leak right out and it would fill up the entire background of that artwork. And we don't want that. So we're going to start out by repairing that hole with the line tool. I'm going to make the line a little bit narrower. I'm going to start here and drag over here like this to actually create a proper line. Now I can pan, again using the right mouse button, up my way to make sure that I can double check to make sure there's no other holes. And once I see it's clean, I'm going to go ahead and click and fill that moon with white. Now our artwork is done, and I want to open up the layout that I've already started creating for the background of for the whole book cover. Now I'm going to move this out of the way so that I have room to open up the book cover because we've laid it out at 13 by 19. What I can also do is copy it here to the disk clipboard, which is a little library that we can actually save and clip images to and open them up so that if we run out of space, we don't have to have everything on the drawing area. It's also a good idea to save it actually into our project folder. But right now we're going to open up our Black Duck page layout. And you'll see that we have a lot of it done, but we haven't finished the front or the front flap. We have the empty space here where this front page artwork goes. And when I opened up the image, I have a line. I have a frame line around everything. Well, I actually want to have the frame line around the artwork now so that I can move it into the front panel. So I'm going to hit previous frame because that was the last thing that was framed. I'm going to click the move tool. And you'll see here in the feedback area, it tells me that D, the key D on my keyboard, changes the dragging point. As I move my mouse into the drawing area, you see that I have a second image temporarily. But the dragging point is the center. It's hard for me to really accurately place that down if I'm dragging the center. So I want to change the dragging point by hitting that D key so that I'm actually dragging the bottom left corner. So I'm going to place it down here, zoom back, see how it looks, and then I notice that there's some extra space up here. So I'm going to use the bucket. I'm going to use that same black color, and I'm going to pour it in where that cream is so that it finishes out that front page. The other thing I want to do is to show you how I can bring text in from Word. The text that goes in this front panel was typed in Word, and we're going to cut and paste and bring it in. So I'm going to take us to Word. Highlight this column. I'm going to right click and choose copy. I'm going back to our layout and hit paste. Place it down. Now I could actually have room to make it a little larger, so I'm going to choose resize, click inside here and drag until it gets to be the size that I want, and then left click again. Once the project is all finished, we're going to frame it, save it, and print it. Now once it's framed and it's ready to print, you can either print it large on a large scale printer, or you can reduce it down and print it on a regular printer. You can also send it off and have it professionally printed, like at a Kinko's or a facility like that. So you've got a lot of different options. I think you can see that a project like this book jacket helps students meet the core standards for literacy while they also learn valuable technology and presentation skills. I hope I've been able to show you a meaningful representation of how valuable Graphics-Toolbox is in the classroom, how it will help you to meet core curriculum standards, and how vital this technology is for preparing your students to be competitive in this highly visual world. I hope that you'll also see that the possibilities are endless and how Graphics-Toolbox can be implemented across all subjects, with all ages and at all learning levels. You can see more projects and learn more at our website at www.greatsoftwaretools.com. Now, as passionate as we are to help schools integrate this valuable technology into their classrooms, we are equally dedicated to helping people learn to use Graphics-Toolbox. A perfect way to get started is with our Getting Started with Graphics-Toolbox tutorial videos. They take you step by step through 4 popular projects. They run about 45 to 60 minutes long, but are set up in chapters so you can stop and start as needed. We suggest that you have the video and the Graphics-Toolbox open at the same time. Watch part of the video, pause it, toggle to Graphics-Toolbox, try out the technique, then go back to the video and watch more. People have found these to be a great way to learn the program. We've also begun creating downloadable project kits that teachers and schools can buy that provide them with the files, templates, and complete instructions for creating valuable curriculum projects. They are a great way to learn Graphics-Toolbox while creating projects that meet core curriculum standards. Thank you for attending our webinar, and we hope to have the opportunity to talk with you personally about helping your school integrate Graphics-Toolbox into your curriculum. Call or email us for further information and pricing. Thank you.